Okay, what's going on? I'm gonna do a little review and some pros and cons, I think, of my 2018 Ecoboost Mustang. So this is the car. That's what it is. It's a 2018. It's like a base model. It does have the big screen, but does not have the leather seats and stuff. But I'm just gonna show y'all around it, what I got done to it, what I think of it, and just some pros and cons, and whether or not I think you should buy one. So for my very first pro, I would say, of this car is the looks. Now, it's no secret that this thing, it looks good, you know, although it doesn't have the 5.0 badge there or anything. It's a nice looking car, especially whenever you do things you want to it. It's a nice looking car, and you'll get stares everywhere. Even though it's an Ecoboost, you're gonna get stares, you're gonna get compliments all the time. It just looks nice too. Who wouldn't want to drive this? And that's probably my favorite part about it. And I know it's probably a lot of Ecoboost owners' favorite part, just the fact that it looks real nice. Now, my second favorite thing about this car, I would say, is probably the MPG. The MPG I usually get on this is about 22, 23, usually around the city. Go ahead and show y'all real quick. But it obviously does vary on how you actually drive. So I'm going to show you right here. I usually get about 22, 23 in the city. And then on highway, it actually is really good. Oh, I just reset it. But this is my usual MPG. And usually on the highway, whenever you make like a 40-minute drive, you'll hit around 32 MPG, which is really good. So it's not that bad on gas for being a Mustang and looking this nice and everything. So I definitely think is a very good pro about this car. Okay, and for my third favorite thing about this car is definitely gonna be the price. When I first got this car, it was listed at $22,000 and it had 58,000 miles and it was 2018. And I thought it was a really good deal. And we managed to get it down to 19,000, I think, or 20,000 flat. We have it 20,000 flat. So our monthly payment is under $400. Insurance is not that bad also because it's not a GT, it's white, you know, red color also does add some price onto that. But to have this car and pay as little as that, total around $500 a month with insurance and actual payment, that is very good deal. If you know, that's a very good deal. And there's no problem with this car. I haven't had any problems really. Haven't replaced one thing, but that's it. Other than that, never gives me any problems. Very good daily driver. Now, my fourth favorite thing about this car is definitely the comfortability. I came from driving a 1999 Toyota Corolla, so that car was definitely not that comfortable. But compared to this car, I love this interior. It gets hated on a lot, but my favorite thing is probably this, the big screen. Does have Apple CarPlay in it. But I do have the leather seats. I mean, cloth seats, sorry. So that's one thing I wish I had. I wish I had the leather seats. But sitting inside the interior, the cabin, it's amazing. These seats are also not that bad. They do have some bolstering onto them. You can adjust. It's power seating, everything. Has lumbar support and everything. So on a regular drive in this car, it is very comfortable. You also sit very low, depending on how you have your seat, of course, but you sit real low. And I personally love that. One of everything about this car. Everything just sits real nice. You have the steering wheel, real comfortable car. There's enough space. I know a lot of people that are like 6 foot plus that love this car. I'm not that tall, but this car is very comfortable to me. On top of the comfortability factor, you do have a lot of nice little features inside the car. So right here we do have our AC controls, which are very, very easy to use. I do like it a lot. I know in the new S650 Mustangs, it's all digital, and I don't really like that. So I really like how the fan speed, AC, everything is already here. You can go into the climate mode and adjust it a little bit more. You do have dual zone, which I also really love. And this AC, never giving me a problem, nothing. The sound system is good in here. So I definitely recommend this car if you're looking for comfortability factor. Now, is it the most comfortable car in the world? Obviously not. Trucks, SUVs are way better. But for a teenager, this car, I love it. I personally love sitting real low. I love the way the seats hug you and all that. Everything just looks real nice. This cabin just looks really nice in my opinion. Okay, and for my fifth and final pro of this car that I love, I could go on, list a lot more other things, but just for the 5 for the video, my 5th favorite thing has to be the affordability of the mods. On a GT, your mods are going to be way more expensive. If you want to gain power, it's going to be a lot more expensive compared to this. Little Ecoboost parts are not as expensive, and you can easily modify this thing to look real nice just how you like. I'm going to go ahead and throw up a picture of what this car first looked like when I first got it, and obviously this is what it looks like now. I've done the wheels, got some performance pack wheels. I got a deck lid. I wrapped the roof gloss black, took it to shop. I got the mirrors gloss black. I also got this headlight tint, which I think makes a very big difference because there used to be an amber right there. Then I also got the GT grille. So this is gloss black and it has the 2 little inlets in them. And for the most part, that's it. They already had the wing when I first got it from the dealership. Oh, I also do have these side markers. I forgot what brand they are, but they're smoked and they have a little red line through them, so they look better than the stock. But yeah, all that in the total cost me maybe $2,000 or so, and the car looks great. It's very easy to mod. You can make it look real nice. I always get a lot of compliments on it. It just looks nice for an Ecoboost. I've also gotten mistakes for a GT a lot because I guess I have made it look like a GT, but that is definitely such a good pro about this car. You can make it look real nice with little cheap mods. I would have to say my biggest dislike about this car would definitely be the interior quality. Now, I know I was saying how much I love the interior earlier, which, yes, I do absolutely love it. But one of my biggest hated things about this car is the quality of it. So if you see here, the door is all plastic. It just moves real easily, real squeaky. This is like a nice leather, but from my experience and what I've heard on the internet too, a lot of people have rattles in this car. Now, that is a common thing with Mustangs, I know, and it's common on any sports car really, but it really does annoy you whenever you drive this every day. Every day I drive, I hear a little rattle coming from the passenger seat or this right here or anything. It just rattles, and it really does get you annoyed after a while. So I've actually had to take some things apart. Like, I've taken off the doors a few times to put some padding in there, and I've also had to take off this dash piece because this was rattling a lot. Some clips over there fell off, which I had to buy some replacement clips so it actually stayed there and wouldn't just rattle. But I would definitely say that's probably my first biggest dislike about this car, which is not a big deal. A lot of people don't really care about it, but in my opinion, it is really annoying. On to my second most disliked thing about this car would probably be the horsepower. Now, obviously, whenever you're buying a 4-cylinder Mustang, you shouldn't expect a whole lot of power, but it is not the fastest car. It's definitely not the slowest, but it does get a little boring whenever you're getting gapped by 350Zs, and just regular cars like a Honda Accord can keep up with this. Now, you can add a few mods. I actually just added a K&N drop-in filter. A little bit of horsepower, does feel a little better, but other than that, for stock, it lacks some power. Obviously, I wish I had more power, but when you're getting EcoBoost, that's what you get. But that's definitely one of my most disliked things about it. And for my final thing for I dislike about it, because there's really not that many things I dislike about it. There's definitely a lot more pros than cons about this car, but probably the amount of hate I get for having a 4-cylinder Mustang. To the public eye, a lot of people just think, oh, why would you buy a 4-cylinder Mustang? Just get the GT. It's slow. It's ugly, whatever. But a lot of people don't understand their situations. You don't want to be having a big old payment at such a young age or stuff like that. It's different financial situations. But yeah, you definitely will get told a lot of stuff at car meets or just online, social media. There's always going to be a lot of hate, no matter what car you get. But especially whenever you get an EcoBoost Mustang, it's hated on a lot. and that's just a known thing. But I deal with it. I still love this car to death, and yeah, I don't really care. So that is my list of my pros and cons. I know some people's may vary, but overall, do I think you should buy the EcoBoost Mustang? It honestly depends. If your situation is you don't want to spend too much money, but you want to have a nice car, you want to get into the car scene, you just like the way these cars look, I definitely think it's a good route. This is my first car ever, and I think it's a great car to have as a first car. Your payments are going to be low. It's a really nice body style. The wheels, obviously you can mod it all. I've done a lot of mods to it, and for a good price, it is super good. At a young age too, you don't have super high insurance. A lot of people can't even really control the GT. They end up crashing, risking their lives. So if you are looking to get into the car scene and you're still a teenager or whatever, I definitely recommend it. I've met a lot of people, made a lot of friends off of this car just for going to car meets, hanging out with people. It's a nice car. So in my opinion, if you're young, you don't want to spend too much money, but you also just want to, put your feet into the water a little bit of the car scene, it is an amazing car to get. You have some fun with it. You can do things to make it look nice. And it's just a really nice, comfortable car. People are going to love it. To the human eye that doesn't really know much about cars, this car looks amazing to them. They're not going to be like, oh, it's an EcoBoost, you shouldn't have got it, it sucks. No, it's a nice car. So I definitely do recommend it if that's the situation. But if you are looking for some power, you are looking to have that sound of the V8 that everyone loves, definitely just save up, get the GT. But for what it is, it's an amazing car. So that's it for this car, my review and my takes on this car. If there's anything else y'all would want to know about it, coming from an EcoBoost owner who's just 17, just let me know. I'll do something. And yeah, thank you guys.